Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our live broadcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm really pleased to have Coach Nicole with MyHealthStyle here tonight. I want to put a little thing on the screen here so that you know what we are talking about, fatty liver disease. And disease, apparently I cannot type this evening. Welcome to MyHealthStyle app. We have been doing these weekly broadcasts, generally every Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, so that you guys can get to know us. Because one of the cool things and the most important thing about MyHealthStyle is our human-to-human interaction. Although we do it mobilely, you are talking to a human on the other end, not an algorithm, not a bot, not artificial intelligence, not computer learning. So we wanted to take the opportunity for you to be able to assign a face to some of our coaches, some of our experts, and hear directly some of the things that are important to us and what our passions are and how we want to share our passions, hopefully to guide you in your health and wellness journey. So thank you again for joining us this evening here on Facebook Live. Of course, after the broadcast, hope that you share it with everybody. Especially tonight's topic is kind of very specific. We're not talking about, general health and wellness. We're not talking about, losing a couple of pounds. We're not talking about a specific feeling that you want to have or a specific goal. We're actually talking about a specific organ in your body. And that's something we don't think about often, is the actual workings, the mechanism of the things in our bodies, right? So I've invited Coach Nicole this evening to talk to us. She is a integrative nutrition health coach, and she's going to hopefully tell us a little bit more about her background and passion. She's a little bit shy being on live, but hey, we all are. And so please welcome Coach Nicole from MyHealthStyle. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a mom of four, and
wow.
I started.
First of all, let's say wow. Four
boys, 10 and under. So I'm very busy with them all day long. And they are my reason that I am into nutrition as much as I am. My second oldest, when he was born, he had severe milk protein allergy. And that was really, really bad. We spent 3.5 weeks in NICU, and, when he came out, all of a sudden you have to learn that you can't have dairy in anything. And so in learning how to not have dairy, you find out that it's in everything that is packaged, everything that is pre-made, everything that is boxed, canned, everything. So I started to delve into nutrition, and I love it. There's so many great things, and Hippocrates says that food is our medicine, and medicine is our food. It's true.
That's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so you learned kind of your passion from being a mom and your own individual experience with your kids. How about you as an individual prior to having 4 children? Did you already have a sense of this is a direction that you wanted to go in your world?
No, not at all. Before kids, I exercised and I ate healthy, but it was nothing that I thought about. You eat food and you assume that the food is okay for you, because if it wasn't okay, why would they sell it in the grocery store?
That's true.
There was never a thought that what I was putting in my body might not have been healthy for me.
And so once you ended up with this huge barrier with your child, what steps did you take? Tell us about your integrated nutrition experience and becoming a health coach?
Yeah, so I started researching a lot on my own, and then I felt like I wanted something more, a more in-depth education from, tons of professionals. And at Integrative Nutrition, they take you through over 100 different, diets and lifestyle changes, and they incorporate the whole body, not just but they also talk about well-being and exercise and relationships. So it's a whole show. It's not just what we eat.
And how has this affected your family?
It's affected us wonderfully because, my children, 3 of my 4 children have allergies, food allergies, but because I'm aware and I'm educated, we know how to eat properly. We don't need to get a flu shot. We don't get the flu. We, eat healthy and nutritionally, and, we're not sick all year long. So it's beautiful.
Well, I have to commend you because I'm only a parent of 2 children, but if you have 4 school-age children and they're not coming home with germs, I'll put that politely, and you're not wiping your door handles and your computer desks and tables with Clorox wipes every day, you should be commended for that. So congratulations on figuring out what works best for your family and your kids and their allergies.
Yeah.
So tonight we're here talking about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. What can you tell us, first of all, that the liver does?
The liver is the largest glandular organ that we have in our body. Now, the liver is considered a gland because it's an organ that secretes chemicals, right? Namely, it produces bile. And bile is a substance that we need in order to digest fats. However, the liver has over 500 functions that we need for life. We can't live without our liver. So the liver does everything. It processes everything that we eat, we drink, we breathe, things that we put on our skin, our makeup, our lotions, shampoo. Our liver processes all of it.
And it's actually, and I like how you're calling it a gland because that makes the intent that it absorbs everything because it has so many different functions about it. But it's also one of the most important, and even just by its sheer volume and weight, organs that we have, correct?
Yes. Yes, it's one of the bigger ones. And it does everything. I mean, it cleanses our blood. It metabolizes the alcohol that we drink. Any kind of drugs or chemicals we put in our body, from Tylenol to vaccines to illegal drugs or substances that you may do. It neutralizes in destroying poisonous substances. So, we breathe in smog every day.
Right.
We pass by people who smoke and we get secondhand smoke. The liver is what cleanses our blood from all of this.
So
It regulates.
would you describe it kind of as a filter?
It is. It's the body's filter. It regulates our supply of fuel. It gives us energy. It, stores glucose and releases it when we need it. It transports our substances in the blood. So when we eat, it takes out all of our nutrients, and that's what it gives us. And all of the waste that we don't need turns into bile and goes into our small intestines.
So speaking of waste, can you kind of describe a little bit about what non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is?
Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is actually huge, and we don't hear about it often. However, it affects over 40% of American adults in America. That's huge. And what it is it's a collection of fat in our liver. When we eat processed foods and we eat a lot of sugar and alcohol, it clogs our liver, and it prevents it from doing the job that it can do. And if we don't take care of it, it can lead to cirrhosis of the liver. It can lead to cancer. It can lead to tumors, to so many problems. And our liver is vital to life. We need it. We need to take care of it.
Right. And so if we were to go back with the analogy that you used earlier of the liver being a filter, and we clog the filter with excess fat, whether or not that fat comes from one source or another source, we're bogging down literally one of the most important systems in our body. Would you
Yes.
agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so what can we do to like either clean our filter? We can't replace it. I
Can't
mean,
replace it.
well, we, we can replace it with major surgery, right? Liver transplant.
Yeah.
But what can we do? It's not like an air filter we can in our house or our car we can replace. What can we do to clean our filter and or help it function in a better way?
Well, it's not as hard as many people think. I mean, our liver takes in everything that we do. So the first thing that we can do is be aware of what we're putting on our body, right? Because our skin is the largest organ in our body.
Topically. Got it.
Topically. And our skin absorbs anything we put on it in 23 seconds.
Gotcha.
So, be careful of what lotions you're putting on and what makeup you're putting on, because we want to avoid toxins, right? So we want to, avoid drinking alcohol. We want to avoid eating processed fatty foods. We want to, eat healthy. And there are foods that we can eat that help our liver, that rejuvenate our liver, that help it do its job to the best of its ability.
And this is, by the way, you're not aware of this, Coach Nicole. You're actually answering a question that just came up. What are the most things to remove, from the diet for better liver function?
Yes.
Right? Now, we obviously always associate liver function with cirrhosis, which is tied to alcoholism.
Yes.
But we're talking about the precursor that can lead despite alcoholism. So what might be just an everyday, you've talked about your body, what do you put on your body topically that gets absorbed, but nutritionally, do you have a particular thing that you favor personally? You don't have to sell it to the world, just you favor personally that you consider as a sort of a healthy benefit to that filter.
You mean as far as like what lotions or products do I use?
More nutritionally.
Nutritionally, we want to eat whole foods, plant-based foods. Those are the best for your liver.
The real stuff, right?
And you want to eat organic. You want to eat as much organic as you can afford to, because, the non-organic foods are filled with chemicals and pesticides that your liver is going to have to process, and it's going to be taxing. So as much organic foods, and there's specific foods that are very good for your liver. So whole grains, right? You want to eat whole grains like oats and bulgur and quinoa. You want to eat healthy fats like walnuts and avocados and pumpkin seeds and chia seeds and coconut oil.
Because all of those things, I'm going to step back for a little bit just for maybe a different audience group. All of the things that you're suggesting would be like charcoal to a filter, right?
Yes.
And so you don't have to think about eating quinoa and chia seeds as gross and disgusting stuff. Think of it as a way to help your filter. Would you agree with that?
All of these foods have, great benefits. So walnuts give us omega-3s, right? And they assist our liver in the natural cleansing process, right? And it helps it to detoxify the ammonia in our body. Dark leafy greens are wonderful. Kale, spinach, arugula, collard greens. They have high antioxidants, and they have a great amount of chlorophyll, right? Because the darker green it is, the more chlorophyll it is. And
right.
our liver benefits so much from chlorophyll. I mean, it just helps it to detoxify everything in there. It
So
purifies our blood.
I have another question here, but I don't want this question to derail us from the concept that we're on right now of how important this liver filter is. But the question is, and let me show it here, how do you know if you have fatty liver disease? Little miswritten there, how do you know if you have, well, this fatty disease? I can help answer this question, and you can contribute too. Really, it's generally done by an initial blood test that happens every day with an annual checkup or every 2 years, or for some reason they are looking, your doctors are looking specifically at the functionality of your body. Now, unfortunately, one of the things that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is very closely related to is metabolic syndrome, which is even more closely related to obesity. So at some point, your doctor gets a sense that maybe your organs are struggling with your current health lifestyle, and chooses to do a blood draw and actually run your liver enzymes. And that's usually the first indication. In severe instances, you can actually end up being jaundice. You can actually end up having some, what is it, like rash or redness in your palms,
In your palms.
in your hands, your extremities. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, nobody hold me to this, you might actually have some redness around your neck as well. So there are some subtle visual cues, but generally this disease is identified through a routine blood work. Is that what you're aware of?
Yes. I mean, but there's also more subtle things that you can look for before you even have fatty liver disease. So if you're starting to feel fatigue, if you're starting to just pack on pounds, if you have diabetes or your blood sugar is starting to get high, these are all signs that your liver isn't as healthy as it needs to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And so here's another question, if you don't mind. Are you okay with this sort of question answer situation? Awesome. And you're awfully fun to have on this broadcast. So are there herbs or supplements that we can include in our diet to help improve effectively our filter?
There are herbs and supplements that you can look up that will take and help cleanse and detox your liver if that's the route you're going to. But there's also natural things that you can do, like spirulina is great at detoxifying the liver. Turmeric, we don't think about turmeric, but turmeric is a great spice. And if you add it to your food when you're cooking, that is an amazing spice for your liver. I mean, it really helps to detoxify and cleanse it.
Awesome. All right, let me see if there's any, there's some more questions coming in. If somebody were diagnosed unknown from their private practice doctor that their liver enzymes were elevated and they were not alcoholics, you as a coach, either in your private practice or working with MyHealthStyle as a coach, what would be one of the first things that you would talk to them about?
The first thing I would talk to them about would be their diet. I would try to have them back off of some of the things that are more toxing on the liver, like dairy products and, red meats and things like that. And I would try to have them incorporate more of these healthy foods that are great for your liver, like lemons and garlic and dark leafy greens and, essential, fatty foods like avocados and coconut oil and nuts and seeds and onions. I mean, some of these are so great and healing for your liver that, just simple diet modifications can do so much for your liver.
Let's talk about that real quick. Simple diet modifications. not necessary to have an overhaul, correct?
Right.
Like, because we can't stick to overhauls.
Correct.
So this is something that you would help with as a coach, is the small steps, one day at a time, introducing new things until it became, a habit, if you will.
Yes. Yes. So, you don't want to go cold turkey on anything because that's not going to be lasting, but you want to make small modifications. So you want to start to cut back on the things that you're doing. So if you're drinking alcohol every day, maybe you do it every other day,
Right.
And then when you're comfortable with that, you decrease it some more. If you're eating out 3 meals a day, maybe you only eat out 2 meals a day. And then you continue to cut back until you're where you need to be.
And okay, so random, real quick. Tell me what you feed your 4 boys for breakfast. And I'm sorry I put you on the spot there.
That's okay. For breakfast, we rotate. Sometimes we do smoothies. We do like a chocolate protein smoothie. Sometimes we do eggs with spinach and onions and mushrooms. Sometimes we do oatmeal mixed with nuts and fruit. Sometimes we make paleo waffles. My kids love waffles, so sometimes we'll do paleo waffles. We'll use like sweet potato and banana and maybe some coconut flour.
And so as a young mom,
yes,
just comparing to me, mine are now grown. As a young mom, you know that you are starting your family off with the best foundation for not just their outward appearance, but also the inner workings of all of their organs, right?
Yes.
How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel like a rock star?
It does. It makes me feel so good because I know that I'm giving them a great nutritional foundation, and it helps them with their insides, and it's going to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle, and it helps them in their schoolwork. It helps them focus and concentrate. I mean, eating healthy foods does so much for their behavior, for their attention, for all of that.
Well, Nicole, thank you so very much. Do you have any final thoughts that you would like to say about non-alcoholic fatty?
I guess just that, it doesn't have to be so scary, and we don't have to be in that 40% statistic. If we can make small changes and gradually increase them until we're eating whole foods and we're cooking mostly at home and trying to give our family the nutrition that they need, we'll be okay. And MyHealthStyle is here to help those who need it.
You're awesome. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight, Nicole. I really appreciate it. And are you ready to do this again now?
Yes, anytime.
You're awesome. Thank you. So just to remind everybody, we are doing these weekly broadcasts every Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. We are talking to directly our MyHealthStyle coaches and other experts. So next week, we have an additional expert that we are going to be talking to. Her name is Tamara Walker. She is a podcaster and radio host, and she's been hosting her show for over 20 years. It's called Ask Mom RN. She's a registered nurse. And we're going to be talking about trends in family wellness that she has observed in her practice. So I hope you will join us then. But please feel free to check us out anytime on our on our Facebook fan page, MyHealthStyle app. You can also find out more information about us on our website, myhealthstyleapp.com. As you can tell from all of our coaches, we are impassioned. We do not sell any products. We're not here to sell you a quick fix program, but our service is to empower you every day through your most convenient device, which is your mobile phone, with support, cheerleading, accountability, education, and future and behavior change. Ultimately, we want to help you change your habits so that you can be your best you. This is our whole intent, totally undisclosed here. So please come join us every Tuesday or find out more information about us. Actually, you can just Google us now and we pop right up. MyHealthStyle app. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, Nicole, thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.